Is Arcane just another animated show on Netflix, or does it have the potential to be something special? We're going to talk about it. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. League of Legends is something that, honestly, I'm not all that familiar with. I have friends, best friends, who are a huge fan of this game, but I went into this somewhat of a noob, so I'm like, am I going to enjoy it? Is this going to be a show for me? Am I going to feel underwhelmed? We're going to talk about it. I need you down below. Let me know. This is a spoiler-free review. Let's do it. Tensions between two cities boil over as new inventions threaten revolution. In Piltover, hextech democratizes magic. In Zaun, a drug transforms humans into monsters. As Arcane brings some of the League of Legends' most famous champions to life. Well, sort of. This is an origin story of sorts, and as far as I can understand, in the actual game, we don't really get a lot of what we get in this series, or at least these first 3 episodes, kind of getting to know this world, the difference and distinction between what we would look at as the rich parts of this city, and then we get into the underground, steampunk-looking world that a lot of these characters are exploring, and that was really cool, I thought. And then the story threads in general, a lot of subplots, some of them they're setting up to, obviously bring together in the back half of the season. Others, they give us answers to in these first 3 episodes. Overall, though, I think the main story thread is super interesting, and the characters themselves are very compelling. Some of that is the voice cast, which I think is really good. A lot of it, though, is the art style and animation in this show, and this is something you're going to see everyone talk about. If you've already seen reviews, they probably said, yeah, the show looks great. It's because we're all of the same mindset here. The show looks incredible. The backgrounds, the production design, what we would look at as set pieces, and yes, it's animation, but it feels like set pieces. It's so distinct and cool. Is that what a professional critic would say? Cool? But I think it looks really cool. And that's what fans of this show are looking for. Now, if you are a fan of League of Legends, I can't speak on your behalf, so I can't speak if the lore is correct or the characters are the exact same characters you know, but just from the outside looking in, I can say they are distinct, they're interesting, and what it looks like they're starting to set up for certain characters, I'm like, okay, I'm in. Did a bit of a Google search as to who certain characters are in the game, who they are in the show, and I'm like, oh, that's who that character is. And then I started to recognize some of the characters. So, I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together here, and I'm getting 4 because math. But again, I love Zaun, the underbelly of this world, and you have all of these different city-states, tension between them, and a lot of this is spawning from the hextech, like I said before. But what the hextech is it's a way for pretty much any person to control magical energy. And then you have this drug that's turning humans into monsters, so a lot of crazy things happening in this very distinct and interesting world. Characters like Vi, Jinx, Caitlyn, fascinating. Great voice cast, by the way. But you also have Jayce and Viktor, who I was trying to figure out, okay, where are their stories going? Because while there is a predictability to this series somewhat, not really. Because I'm so unfamiliar with this world, and the way that they're building all of it up is so interesting. And, I could sit and rave about the art style and animation all day, but the battles themselves and the fight scenes that we get, a great slow-motion fight scene in the first episode. Brutal, incredible. You see the punches being landed. You hear bones, it almost seems and sounds like breaking, noses crunching into others' faces. There are also possibilities of taking that even further, and for that, I can see how the show is still trying to appeal to a younger audience with plenty of adult themes because of that darkness that is explored in latter episodes. But I love the fact that it's riding that line and balancing all of those things and taking us into an episode 4 to where it looks like it's all about to go down, right? Yes, this is an origin story, but they're leading us into something entirely different, which I think is really cool. The voice cast, Haley Steinfeld is the one of note here, but she is great. Harry Lloyd is J.B. Blank is good. Roger Craig Smith in there, one of my favorites. Josh Keaton, who I'm a massive fan of. Mia Sinclair Jeunesse is really good in this show. There's just a lot of brilliance with what we've gotten in these first episodes, and I, for one, am very excited for episode 4, so I need you guys down below. Would you like to see me cover this series more? And if you enjoy this Netflix review, I just hit 100K on this channel. If you want to subscribe, join the bandwagon. You can. If not, I understand. But if you guys enjoy this video, drop your thumbs up down below. It's difficult to go with a score at this moment because there's only 3 episodes. If I had to give a score, I'd probably go 8.5, 8.8, somewhere in that range, right below a 9 out of 10. But just to sum up my thoughts, Arcane features some of the most brilliant animation we have seen on Netflix, as the stage is now set for something epic to come. Again, some of the subplots I wasn't as interested in, and as an outsider, it may be a bit more difficult than someone who is super familiar with this universe, but again, it's an origin story for characters that people know and love. I am completely on board with this show. I mean, completely on board. I can't wait to see what's to come next. So if you'd like to see me cover that, let me know. Otherwise, appreciate you guys for being here. Stay tuned. I watched Red Notice, which is another Netflix movie coming Friday. We're going to talk about it very soon.